Okay guys, I'm back with another episode of Fight the Meta, and I'm bringing you a deck I really like, and I think it's a great anti-meta deck. I think it's a great rogue deck that can really do things, and it's Watts. And I'm just going to go through the deck list and short explanation. 3 Seahorse, because Seahorse, search double Seahorse, and then Seahorses search all these guys. So it's good for deck thinning and getting a lot of monsters to your hand really quick. And I run 10 monsters, only 7 of them will ever hit the board, unless I'm in panic mode and need to exceed into Paladynamo. Anyway, this lineup's really solid. Your monsters will never get destroyed by battle. Really the only things that'll ever affect you is back rows such as Mirror Force or Torrential. However, in today's no trap meta, you're pretty much good to go. Also, you have 2 Dark Bribes for protection. You could play Starlight Road or Huge Revolution if you wanted to. I wouldn't. If you want more protection, I'd say play a 3rd Dark Bribe, because it also defends your cards such as Swords and Messenger. Anyway, 2 Macrocosmos. I was running Honest in this deck before because everything's a light, but I find maining Macrocosmos to be the way to go. It just messes with so many decks, especially if you get it off first turn, like Prophecies. If they can't get spellbooks in the grave, they can't banish for Fate, they can't do anything with their tower, the Priestess can't blow things up. Like, it can still be an annoying matchup, but it's not nearly as bad. And then, obviously, for water, it's great. For dragons, it's pretty good. 1 Solemn, because it's Solemn Warning and it negates things. 2 Duality, you never special summon, other than like to close out a game with Cowboy or to run over like Naturia Barkion or something like that with Dynamo. So yeah, 2 Duality, 3 Messenger of Peace, 2 Swords. I might change this up, because Messenger of Peace, if they have a monster with like 1400, it'll still run over your guys. And I know Swords only gives you 3 turns of stalling, but 3 turns of stalling is plenty in this deck, especially given all the other stall cards you have. 2 Magic Cylinders. It's great for if you have if your opponent only has 1 monster on the board, so you go first, you summon Cobra, set T-Roar, set Cylinder, they attack with 1 monster, you just Magic Cylinder it, make them eat their own 2000, and then your turn. It's also great late game if they get a big beat or like 3000 attack on board, just Magic Cylinder, end the game. Really good card. Red Screen. Essentially, your opponent's monsters cannot declare an attack. You must pay 1000 life points during each of your end phases, or this card is destroyed. The rest is irrelevant. Now, the good thing about this card is that it's like Swords of Revealing Light for infinite turns until you run out of life points. The good thing is, since you aren't being attacked by your opponent's monsters ever, like even if you draw this late game, you should have full life points. This card gives you 7 turns of stalling. You will win the game in 7 turns. Like, you lose 1000 life points a turn, but they lose 1000 life points one turn, then 2000 the next, then 3000 the next, and then 4000 in its game. And, I mean, this card's great. Plus, they're going to try to get it off the field so they can attack anyway. So, you won't burn yourself to death, don't worry. 3 T-Roar, because it saves your monsters. 3 Wabaku, because it saves your monsters. 3 Thunder of Ruler. You do have to activate it in the standby phase, which is kind of annoying. I don't like having to rely on it like first turn if I don't know what my opponent's doing, if he might set a card. So Thunder of Ruler isn't great, but it's pretty good. It's still really good. And then 2 Mirror Force for Monster Destruction. Ultimate Offering, because if you start with like a Cobra and a Seahorse, you Seahorse for Seahorse, Cobra attack for another Cobra. Next turn, Seahorse for Wildtail, both Cobras attack, and then like you get all of your monsters in hand. This lets you drop 5 Watts on the board. go for 5,000 damage. You know, you did two. You know, it's great. And then ceasefire, because your opponent's monsters are being held at bay with things like threatening roar, but they'll still probably get 3 to 4 monsters on the field, along with 3 to 4 of yours. 3 of their monsters, 3 of yours. That's 6 monsters. That's 3,000 damage. Ceasefire ends games. Extra deck, Paladynamo, and Cowboy. That's really about all you need. Obviously, you could run other things, but you never really need to go into your extra deck unless it's panic time. Anyways, sideboard for now. 1 macro. Just because you want to side the third. 3 Mind Drain, because it kills mermails, and it kills dragons, and it kills prophecy. And if those aren't the top 3 decks of the format, I don't know what is. Other than maybe Evil Swarms, but hey. 2 Fossil Dyna, because it prevents special summons, and you run all of the protection. So you can protect the Fossil Dyna, sit on it, and end up just winning. 3 MST, because Royal Decree is an issue. It's falling out of favor, but it's a major issue. I want to find room for like maybe Soul Takers or something, because certain monsters such as Constellar Omega, Shien, Barkion, any of these monsters can just be like good game. Well, maybe not Omega on its own, but 2 of them back to back, just ignoring your traps. It's good game. Anyways, 3 Rivalry, because it messes with Evil Swarms and with dragons. And I believe also like wind-ups and some other stuff. But Evil Swarms and dragons right here. The Infestation card can make Evil Swarms an annoying matchup, but if you have like Messenger of Peace on the field, they go attack, chain their Infestation card to it, you chain Wabaku, and now they only have 1 more Infestation card in your deck. As long as you can get around that, you're golden, you win. But, you know, this is really good for them. And then 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance for the Prophecy match. I'm considering whether I want to continue running Fossil Dyna, or if I want to run Thunder King, because Thunder King stops prophecies from searching, and the fact that they can they play Wisdom, which just ignores your traps also, is really bad. So thinking of citing Thunder King instead of him, but I got to do some match play first. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. I really like this deck because, you know, before I'd been going, I was like, okay, what can I do to beat the meta? And I was trying to make all these tier 2 decks faster, more aggressive, so they could keep up with the meta, but then I was just like, wait, why don't I just slow the meta down to my pace, you know? You put up a Swords of Revealing Light, and your opponent's pretty much stuck there for 3 turns, because who really main decks spell and trap removal outside of Heavy Storm these days? I mean, maybe 1 or 2 tier 2 decks, but like, none of the tier 1 decks really main MST anymore. And then, so yeah, I mean, a Messenger of Peace, a Swords of Revealing Light, Red Screen, any one of those 3 cards, you can just activate that, and if they don't have any outs, which odds are very, very low that they'll have any outs, you just ride that 1 card to victory. So, I think Watts are pretty good right now. Maybe not right now, because Dragons are insane and Prophecy is insane, but with the next ban list, they will get hit, and I think Watts can do some really good stuff after that. Anyway, that's all for me, guys. Let me know what you think of Watts, because they're great.